It's a British Grand Prix grid that few people would have forecast. Heikki Kovalainen, for the first time in his Formula One career, takes pole position. But alongside him on that front row for Red Bull is Mark Webber. The two race favourites, Kimi Räikkönen and Lewis Hamilton, will be together on row 2. And then it's Heidfeld, Alonso, Piquet, Vettel, the World Championship leader Felipe Massa, qualifying only 9th, alongside Robert Kubica, who had problems in the BMW. But Kovalainen and Webber on the front row. What has surprised you most of all this afternoon, Mark?
I think the biggest surprise for me actually has been Mark Webber, the Red Bull. I mean, we did say earlier on that we felt that they would be up there, but he's underlined that and put himself in the front row. Great performance, but great performance also from Kovalainen.
Yeah, Kovalainen really was threatening that performance for quite some time, hasn't he?
He's been threatening for a while. You know, he's out-qualified Lewis on several occasions, but to do what he did last lap, perfectly timed, great lap, half a second quicker than everybody else. He's really come here and proven what he's all about.
And the other surprise, of course, was the two Ferraris, and we'll be examining their performance in just a few minutes, getting all the other reaction to what's gone on during the course of qualifying. But I think the top three right at the moment are in the press conference, and we can hear what's being said.
First run, I was all over the place, but I've managed to put the second run together much better, and I'm very happy about it.
Well, a great test for the team, and you were devastatingly quick in Sector 3, which I guess something you love to hear. If you think back to somewhere like, say, the Spanish Grand Prix on those slow corners where Ferrari appeared to have the advantage. Right now, you're very quick there in Sector 3 on those slow corners.
Yeah, that's true, and the team has put a lot of effort into sorting out that particular area, and you know, I think they've done a brilliant job in sorting out, you know, what was wrong there and trying to put changes in place, and the car has made really good step, or the team has made really good steps forward with the car, and you know, I'm very happy about that. And of course, tomorrow is still a long race, so anything can happen. But the balance of the car now in high speed and even in low speed is as good as it's been this year.
Congratulations to you, fantastic result. And Mark Webber, congratulations to you too. The first ever front row start for Red Bull Racing, and the first time you've been on the front row, going back to Monaco 06. What a day for you.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise actually. We've been pretty strong most of the weekend, but we didn't realise how strong, I suppose, until we got into especially Q2. We were surprised that we were, you know, my 19.7 was pretty competitive. Obviously, these guys have a different strategy in Q2 compared to us, probably with the fuel loads. But in relation to the rest of the guys we're normally competing against, we look to have a nice margin on them. So obviously, Fernando and he's still there, and some of the other guys, but. It's a credit to the team. You know, they've worked so hard over the last few weeks, like all the teams have. But Red Bull, we're very close to here, you know, just down the road. So the same thing for us. It's a bit of a home Grand Prix for all the Red Bull Racing guys, and you know, it's a proud moment for them, obviously. So you know, but 5% of the job is done. We've got a race tomorrow. It could be wet as well. So it's a long way to go. But we did our job today, and I felt very comfortable in the car. I could push it on the limit. And as Heikki said, the last part of qualifying when I went out in Q3. I put the fuel in, and I thought the guys must have put in double the fuel that they expected because the car was all over the place, and I saw people on the big screen running wide, and everyone was having trouble on that first run, and then the second run I got it a lot better lap, and my engineer told me that I was in P1 in Beckett's, and I knew that wasn't going to continue, but obviously Heikki got the pole. I'm happy for him, and we got second, so I was still surprised for us to hang into there. So. I can't wait for tomorrow now. I wish the race was now.
From a team point of view, a great result, but also for you personally, Silverstone means a lot to you. You started your Formula 3 career with a team based not far away from here. Absolutely.
Alan Docking Racing was very close to here for me, and this is the first track I drove on in Europe away from Australia. So, yeah, having one here in Formula Ford and pole in Formula 3 and one in Formula 3000 of sports cars, now front row in Formula 1. So it's been a good place for me and happy hunting ground. So it's good.
Congratulations to you, Mark. Kimi, turning to you, what sort of day has it been for Ferrari? It looks as if, look, the results obviously tell us it's been a difficult day, but what's it been like in the cockpit?
Comparing to yesterday, it's been much better. Sorry. Yesterday was very difficult, so we put quite a lot of effort to try to sort my car out, and it seems to work okay. I mean, for sure we're not exactly where we want to be, but it's never been our strongest point, or at least for me, the first couple of qualifyings, and then nobody knows how much fuel everybody's running. For sure, McLaren, especially Heikki, has been very fast this weekend, so tomorrow we will only know how fast we really were today. But I mean, it was pretty good today in qualifying. I was happy with the car. The first, in the last qualifying, the first try was quite difficult, a lot of wind suddenly, and the second went much more smoothly. So, I mean, P3 is still okay if you look where the others are, who is in front of me in the championship. So. But for sure we want to be in front of everybody, but tomorrow we hopefully can still manage to do it.
It's given the impression of being a difficult day for Ferrari, Mark. Kimi Räikkönen seems to be happy enough, but it's always hard to tell with Kimi, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is hard to tell, you're right. But I think Kimi is relatively happy, but I think he's also quite confident that he knows he's got a bit of fuel on board. But saying that, they did have some problems today, and it took them a while to... They got several laps to do in a race duration with a car handling like that.
And is that handling problem something that's added to by the wind around the circuit?
I think the wind can be a major factor in the handling of a car around here. And if it is windy tomorrow, again, all of the guys are going to contend with that.
And Lewis was certainly a victim of the wind at Luffield on his first flying lap.
He didn't have enough track left to continue the corner.
How surprised then were you that he didn't come into the pits? He went straight on with another lap.
A little bit surprised. You know, I felt he may have just used up some time there, what was unnecessary. But there again, he's got those tyres on. Maybe he wanted to just make sure and check them out. If he did need to take him into the race tomorrow, make sure they're clean, make sure they're still in balance.
Still had one more chance at the front row. Didn't quite make it though.
Didn't quite make. Been working up to getting a performance like this, but Mark's been stunning in qualifying all season long.
And as he said in the press conference, absolutely can't wait for the race tomorrow. I'm sure the same could be said for everyone within that Red Bull team, especially the team boss Christian Horner, who we can hear from now.
Christian, it's your best ever qualifying performance at your home Grand Prix, but I guess you'd have taken this result anywhere.
No, absolutely. It's extra special. It's here at Silverstone with so many people from the team here cheering us on. But Mark's been competitive, you know, all weekend. Is running Q2 on the same tyre strategy as the Ferraris. We could see we were right there. So, you know, it's not showboating. It's a genuine result, and we're, you know, obviously very pleased with it.
What was the secret to the lap?
I think on his first run on the heavy fuel, he was not too comfortable, but he pieced it all together, and you know, he's got a huge ability to extract the maximum out of the tyre over a lap, as we've seen so many times this year, and he pieced it all together and put together the perfect lap.
It's translating it into a result in the race. It's going to be the really important thing, though, isn't it?
It is, and we've got, you know, some big boys behind us, 2 Ferraris, Lewis, you know, and a couple of BMWs. So it's going to be, you know, tough to convert the result tomorrow, but you know, with a few showers potentially thrown in there as well. Our pace has been good all weekend, so you know, we'll be pushing flat out to try and convert this into an excellent result.
And a word on DC, a bit unlucky today?
Yeah, very unlucky. I mean, obviously a big weekend for DC, announcing his retirement on Thursday. Yeah, but he's been in good shape. He's been, you know, on the pace all weekend. He had a problem in P3 that he didn't get any dry running, so he was learning all the way through quali and just missed out by less than a tenth. So, but that gives him the opportunity to pick his strategy for tomorrow, and yeah, he'll be in good shape.
Cheers, Christian, well done.
Thank you.
And Mark Webber desperately keen to give Red Bull their breakthrough Grand Prix win after the success of BMW in Montreal. But what price Heikki Kovalainen tomorrow, getting his first win on the board?
I think he's got a great chance of pulling off the win. Very happy for him. He's had a few ups and downs this season, but I think he's now coming good.
OK, we will talk more in a few minutes' time. We'll also hear from Lewis Hamilton, who lines up on Road 2 tomorrow. And there's one more chance also at a great prize in our ITV F1 competition. Back in a few minutes. Heikki Kovalainen will line up alongside Red Bull's Mark Webber on the front row for the British Grand Prix tomorrow. Lewis Hamilton shares row 2 with Kimi Räikkönen. And as we start to look ahead to the race tomorrow, Mark, it's fair to say that McLaren would have been encouraged by the apparent problems at Ferrari.
I think they will be. I think they'll be very confident for tomorrow's race. They have to be, really. I mean, Ferrari have turned up here. They look competitive, but when it came to it, just getting that last little bit out of their cars, it wasn't easy for them. And McLaren, I have to say, also very strong indeed. Both cars, Heikki as well as Lewis this weekend, yeah, they're going to be looking very strong for the race.
Well, let's find out just a little bit more about what might be going on inside the Ferrari camp. We can hear from the team boss, Stefano Domenicali.
Well, Stefano, how can we explain that? Where was the performance of the cars?
Well, of course, it was, first of all, it was a shame for the problem that we have with Felipe on the pit stop. There was a problem with the nut on the rear wheel, so he wasn't able to get out and do the lap. Saying that, I mean, for sure, today we saw a strange qualifying. We need to understand properly, but I mean, the race is tomorrow, so we need to be very cautious and see.
Right, so, sorry, we didn't see it on the TV. What exactly was it with Felipe? A wheel nut stuck?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there was a problem with the wheel nut or the tensor that was retaining the tire, so we need to understand properly.
Do you feel the car has the pace to win, or are you just slower than McLaren?
We will see tomorrow. I mean, they are pretty fast here, we know, but that's the way that has to be, so we'll see tomorrow.
And it feels like a very un-Ferrari couple of days after their 1-2 in Manicourt. Might they be helped by the likelihood of rain tomorrow?
I think that's a possibility, but I also feel that, come the race, they may be a little bit stronger. I think they're probably the best car in terms of tyre wear as well, Steve, and it is very, very hard on tyres around here. So a little bit of fuel in, a little bit of tyre management. Ferrari could still be there come the end of this race.
But it's Heikki Kovalainen on pole position for McLaren. His teammate Lewis Hamilton wasn't quite able to produce the pole position heroics of a year ago, but he's on road 2 with Raikkonen, and we can hear from Lewis now.
Well, Lewis, it was all looking so good on that first run and until the end of the lap. What caught you out there?
Oversteer.
Just talk us through it.
Well, the lap was going quite well, and then I got into just under braking. The back end stepped out through the entry of the corner, and then I had to go over the sort of led me to the gravel. But still, it was obviously real quick. And then the last lap we had, it felt quite good, but I think I did too hard an outlap maybe, and used up too much of my tyres. But still, I'm up there, which is cool.
Well, yeah, fourth not a disaster, is it?
Not at all.
Looking reasonably happy with it. It suits your fuel load, does it?
It does, yeah. Fuel load and everything, that's all cool, and the car felt good.
Thanks, Liz.
We always expect so much of him. It wasn't quite last year, but he's got no reason to really beat himself up about today.
No, I don't think so. I think he'll still be relatively happy, and I think he knows that tomorrow there's a long race ahead of him. He's very good at starting on Grand Prix starts. We've seen that time and time again, and I think he's got the British crowd behind him, and that's worth a little bit of time. A couple of attempts maybe, a little bit of British crowd power will do him the world of good.
Yeah, he has got a great chance tomorrow. As for the BMWs, well, Robert Kubica had problems today. He's qualified 10th. So the first of the BMWs is Nick Heidfeld in 5th. Let's hear from him.
Nick, P5, you've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, pretty satisfied after the troubles I had lately. I think in Manicourt we already seen that the qualifying started to be better for me. Did pretty much the same lap time as Robert today as well in QT2, same lap time as him. Unfortunately, he couldn't go out in the third qualifying because he felt a problem with the car, which actually I also felt on my last shot. Car felt a bit strange, nevertheless I pushed to the end, and I'm happy that for once I managed and I start to learn how to extract the best out of the tires.
So you did that time when you had a problem with the car?
Yeah, it's difficult to know what it is. It felt a bit like a flat spot, or the steering was not perfectly straight on my last shot, but I thought I'd push anyway, and it worked out.
It worked well done.
But you would assume that everyone in just about the front 5 rows would have a chance in the possibility of a wet race tomorrow. Before we go, we'll give you one more chance at our ITV F1 competition.
This week's is one of the best competition prizes we've ever had. We're giving you the chance to live the life of Lewis Hamilton for a weekend, courtesy of HiltonRacing.com. You and a friend will be flown to the final race of the year in Brazil and stay in the Hilton Sao Paulo Morumbi, the same hotel as Lewis Hamilton. You'll also be given a Tag Heuer watch and a Hugo Boss suit, and then be driven to and from the track in a Mercedes-Benz, just like Lewis is. Plus, you'll also have tickets to see the race and have a chance to meet Lewis, to take pictures with him and sign all your autographs.
To be in with a chance to win a great prize, courtesy of HiltonRacing.com, all you have to do is answer this simple question. Who is my teammate at Vodafone McLaren Mercedes? Is it A, Kimi Räikkönen? Is it B, Heikki Kovalainen? Or is it C, Mika Häkkinen? Good luck.
Nice one, Lewis. So if you know the correct answer, it's a new number to call, 09049 596789. Calls cost £1 from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may be higher, and from mobiles will be considerably more. Or you can text F1 plus your answer of A, B or C to 63337. Text costs £1 plus one standard network rate message. Digital satellite and cable viewers can enter by pressing the red button now. You can enter for free at itv.com until 5 p.m. Friday the 11th of July. Entrants must be 18 or over. Phone lines close 5 p.m. Tuesday 8th of July, and entries made after the closing time won't be counted but may still be charged.
Good luck with that. Final word on race prospects, Mark. Qualifying today has really provided us with no great clues, is it?
I think it's going to be really interesting tomorrow. I really do. I think you've got Kovalainen takes his first pole position and his first start from there. Mark Webber on the front row in the Red Bull, and you've got the big boys, the Ferrari, Kimi Räikkönen and Hamilton on the second row. Great prospects ahead of us. I still feel that Lewis might come through and do it.
And it's all live tomorrow afternoon. Quick reminder, though, of the sport that's still coming up on ITV today. In just a few minutes' time over on ITV for the opening action in the Tour de France, after which we're back here at Silverstone for this afternoon's GP2 support race. And the second Silverstone GP2 race you can see live on ITV4 at 9:25 tomorrow morning, all ahead of our live build-up to the British Grand Prix itself, which will be on ITV1 from midday tomorrow with race highlights 11:15 in the evening. Tomorrow afternoon, then, the highlight of the British motorsport year. It's going to be tough. It might possibly be wet. It's already sprung surprises. Kovalainen and Webber on the front row. What can Lewis do off row 2?